were in the 1960s, 1987, 1990, and then we had another one in 2002. So 1960, for instance, that was Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's regime, where we had universal primary education. And this was tuition free. So everybody had to be in school. And because of that, it was what? Compulsory. So free tuition or tuition free basic education started in the 1960s. And because of that, it was very compulsory for every Ghanaian school-going children. Okay, they all had to be in school. The next one has to be in the 1974, where we had the experimental GSS. So, junior secondary school. That was brought by Ketu Achampong in the year 1974. Before that, we were not having GSS. Now, in 1987 to J.J. Lawrence brought in another reform. And anytime there is a reform, there's going to be what? A change in the mathematics curriculum. And then other, as well as other subjects. But here we are concentrating on the mathematics curriculum. So he changed the system from Ketu Achampong's system. Then we had the 6-year primary education. Then we have 3 years GSS. So the system that I hope most of us here used to attend that system, 6 years primary school, then 3 years GSS. That was in J.J. Rawlings' regime. Now, 1990 was the second phase of J.J. Rawlings. He introduced the SSS instead of the Form 4, O-level, and the rest. He changed it to what? SSS system, where you have to, after 3 years GSS, you have to go through SSS 3 years again. And all this will call for what? A change in the mathematics curriculum. Now, remember 2002, J.A. Kufuor, our ex-president, also introduced or made another reform where the SSS, 3 years SSS, was changed to 4 years. 4 years. And then the SSS was changed to what? Senior high school. Senior high school. And once it is changed from the senior secondary school to senior high school, the curriculum was changed again. There were developments in the mathematics curriculum. In all this, one obvious result was that there was what? Increased enrollment, and the quality of mathematics education, the quality of education that we were having was improved. And then again, a lot of people had to enroll in school. Yeah, there's a hand up.
Sir,
Yes.
concerning the 2002,
Yes.
into the 4-year SHS, that date,
Yeah.
I'm a little bit confused because some of us we completed GHS in that year, and then we
Uh-huh.
went through the SHS, not the we went through the SS, not the SHS.
Yes. So thank you. In Ghana, when we say there is a reform, it doesn't take effect immediately. So it was done in 2002, But the actual thing took effect in which year? That was 2007. Those who enrolled, who went to SHS in 2007, they were the people who went through the 4-year system. Even those who entered senior high school in 2006 still went through the 3 years. So it was done in 2000, but full implementation was in 2007. I hope that is clear. The same applies to, even there were other reforms. When did we start writing licensure exams? Licensure exams. Yes. Who is giving us the year licensure exam started?
2018.
2018. Good. But the mandate was given to NTC in which year? It was the law that mandated them was in 2008. You see. So that is what we are talking about here. So even though the reform was done in that year, a full implementation was in 2007, where the first batch, those who went through the SSS, the 4-year senior high school system, went into that program in 2007. Okay, Justice, or who sound this up? Or is
Awful.
okay? I saw a hand up. I thought you are the one. Okay, so the curriculum, you see that we are looking at changes that have come in the mathematics curriculum over the years. Okay, and we'll look at it into detail. Then, looking at all this, we are saying that the curriculum depends on the context in which it is being used. When you say curriculum, we are looking at the context. In which context are we talking about? In which context are you explaining the word curriculum? So we can talk about the curriculum of a particular school. So when you take just one school, we can talk about the curriculum, what they do, what they have planned for their students to go through. We can talk about the curriculum of a single subject, one subject, like the mathematics curriculum. What are the activities that we want our students to go through in order to achieve what we want to achieve, or our stated aims? That is the curriculum. So the curriculum can be used in different contexts, but in whichever context you find ourselves in trying to explain the curriculum, we should know that it is a broad way. Okay, it should be planned and guided by the school. It should go beyond the syllabus. Okay, it should go beyond the syllabus. All right. Then it should have aims, it should have content, it should have methodology, and we should have evaluation or mode of assessment. In the latter context, that is, if you are looking at the syllabus or the curriculum of a single subject, then we are saying that the word curriculum is often used to mean the syllabus of that subject. This provides only one aspect of the meaning of curriculum and therefore becomes a restricted view of the word. So when you are looking at the curriculum of a single subject and you narrow it down to only the syllabus of that subject, then we are saying that you are giving it a restricted view, meaning that there are other things that should be added to make it complete. So what are the other things that you need to add? That is why we are saying that you need to include the aims, you need to include the content that they have to learn in that subject, you need to look at the methodology, and you have to also look at the mode of assessment. In all this, it should be planned and guided by the school. Let me pause here for any question, contribution, or addition. Yeah, Ado Francis.
Yeah, say
Uh-huh.
hello, say
Yeah, talk.
hello,
Hello, go
hello.
on. Yes,
Say,
Ado, go on.
please,
Yes.
I would like to know why the 4 year system was now changed to 3 years.
Yeah. So as we move on, you understand. We will look at pressures, okay, that lead to
Okay,
development of curriculum. So we'll look at that one. Some of the pressures. What are some of the things that call for a change in curriculum? We'll look at all that today. All right. Yeah, Justice, no, Losu.
My hand is not up.
So, sir,
Yes, Peter.
yes, sir. Sir, uh, you asked from the beginning whether we have seen the mathematics curriculum before. So, now that you have explained and narrow it down to the subject level, can we say we have seen it before?
So can you, if you are taking the syllabus as the mathematics curriculum, then we
Yes.
are saying that in that case you are giving it a narrow view, okay, a restricted view
So,
of the word curriculum. So you cannot
yeah.
equate the syllabus as what? The curriculum,
So,
because the curriculum goes beyond that.
so please, said we have the mathematics curriculum, then the syllabus too
Yes.
separate.
Yeah, we should have a mathematics curriculum because the curriculum should include other things, okay,
Yeah.
which are not in the syllabus, which are not in the syllabus.
So, please,
So if
when we
you look at
consider the mathematics curriculum, apart from
uh
what we have in the syllabus, what are some of the things that can be outside the syllabus, which may be in the mathematics curriculum?
uh so what do you think based on the definition that we have given? Based on the definition that we have given, do you think there are other things that are in the curriculum but not in the syllabus? And then
Then,
again, uh
then in
and
that
then
case, we will say the school curriculum. The school curriculum. That one is the school curriculum. The school. And
yeah,
you said the subject one. So it means when we take the mathematics curriculum, the school one is part of it. That is how I
yes,
understand it. Uh-huh.
yes, it's
Okay,
part of it.
okay,
And
okay.
people think that the syllabus is just a curriculum. The curriculum is
Uh,
just the syllabus, which is not
okay,
so. So
okay.
we will look at all that.
All right.
We will look at it into detail.
Thank you.
Okay. So the curriculum, from all what we have said so far, we are saying that in a wider view, the word curriculum means all the intended learning goals, the experiences, teaching materials, and evaluation techniques which educators plan and use. So, what are you as an educator? What are your intended learning goals? What are the plans that you have for your students? What do you want them to achieve after going through the whatever activities that you want them to go through? So that intended learning goals is part of the curriculum. Again, what are the experiences So the experiences can involve a lot of activities that will go on in the school. Then the teaching and learning materials that you are going to use is also part. Then evaluation and the evaluation techniques. And all this should be planned by the educator. So all the intended learning goals, the experiences, teaching materials, and evaluation techniques which educators plan and use, that is the curriculum. So aside you saying that the curriculum has to do with all the activities that the learners go under the guidance of the school, both inside and outside the school, whether it is carried on individually or in groups, you can also say that all the intended learning goals and experiences, the teaching materials and evaluation techniques which the educators plan and use also is what? Another perspective of the word curriculum. So we have talked about this also already, that the curriculum has to have what? 4 phases. Okay, and these are the aims or the purpose of the curriculum, the content, the method, and the assessment. So we said that the purpose, that's the statement or assumption of the aims of one's teaching. So all the aims, what do you want the students to achieve after going through the curriculum? That is what the aims. Okay, then the content. The content has to do with what you want them to achieve. What do you want them? What content areas? Okay, aside the content, not only the content, but values and attitudes that they need to acquire. They are all parts of the curriculum. Methods that you are going to use in order for the students to get this content is also part of it. And then how are you going to assess the student to know whether truly they have acquired the aims that you want them to achieve? These are the 4 stages. So note them well: the aim, the content, the method, and the mode of assessment. Okay. So many attempts have been made by educationists to define the term curriculum in an intensive manner. So we want to define the term curriculum in an intensive manner. Now, it is generally accepted that the word can no longer merely signify a syllabus. So, as we have been saying throughout, curriculum can no longer be said to be what? The syllabus. We can't even equate the curriculum to a syllabus. Whether it is drawn by a central organization, as we said, whether a curriculum designed by GES and NACA, or the curriculum of a single school, we cannot equate the curriculum to the syllabus. Now, if curriculum development is to succeed, then the content and method cannot be viewed in isolation. So we can't view them, but both of them should be geared towards the aims and objectives that have been stated. So for us to get a clear content, we should get aim. When you know the aim, before you can talk about what you want the students to achieve, then you look at how, that's the methodology. So we have looked at all that, and the last thing is what? How we are going to assess them. So according to Horsen, he is also saying that, Horsen 1981, curriculum must encompass the aims, the content, the method, and assessment procedures, according to Horsen. So he is also mentioning the same steps that we are talking about, the same activities. That's the aims, the contents, the method, and the assessment procedures. So in your attempt to define or look at your own perspective of the curriculum, you have to bring in these 4 terms. That's the aims, the content, the methods, and assessment procedures. Now, Hodgson goes on to say that we can conveniently talk of national curriculum. So we can have a national curriculum, one designed for us all to use in our various schools. By the GES and NACA, they can design a curriculum, mathematics curriculum for us. Okay, good. Now, when it is designed, it is up to you, the teacher, the individual teacher, to implement it. So the method that you are going to use in your implementation also is one of them. Okay, so there are methods and understanding as well as the interpretation of aims, guidelines, tests, etc. So they are all, it depends on you, the individual teacher. So let's say it is designed for you, the curriculum. This is what you have to take your students through, and you don't know how to and what you know what the students have to learn, but you don't know how. That's the method. You don't have the method. You don't know what and how the students should go through in order to acquire these or the content areas or achieve the aims that have been stated in the curriculum, the national curriculum. Then it becomes a problem. So we are saying that that one we can conveniently talk about the national curriculum, but it depends on the individual teacher to also implement that curriculum. So the guidelines, the methods, and how you even interpret the aims, it depends on you, the teacher. And you have to be able to interpret the curriculum in terms of the aims, in terms of what the curriculum has specified, and then also the method that has to be used for the learners to understand whatever they have to get. In planning the curriculum, there are 4 important steps to be considered. So when you are planning the curriculum, 4 important steps. And these steps are not different from the 4 steps that we have outlined earlier. That is the objectives or the aims, the contents, okay, the method, and the assessment. It's not different from that. So I are saying that selecting desirable objectives when planning the curriculum, you have to what? Select desirable objectives. So the desirable objectives should be stated such that it can be what? Achieved. It should be achievable. The objectives should be desirable and what? Achievable. It should be stated in behavioral terms. So we must find out what is worth learning as far as well-educated citizens are concerned. So what should the learners learn? What should they learn? And when stating the objective, it should be what? Achievable. The student should be able to learn what you are talking about. Then, next thing is the subject matter. The subject matter is the content. What should they learn? What should they learn? Okay. What should they learn so that they can achieve that objective? Okay. So the traditional materials no longer meet all the present needs. So we are looking at a situation where we are going to look at what they need, what are they going to learn, and what they are going to learn should be based on what they need. Remember, an effective teacher is the one who knows what the learners already know, okay, what they need, and then influencing them to learn it and learn it better. Okay, so once you know your objectives, you should know what they need, and that is the content. What should they learn? All right. The next thing, then we will look at what? The method that you are going to use, Okay, and the last one should be the evaluation program. So in sum, the world curriculum should include goals, purpose, desirable objectives, experiences, the content, subject matter, the method of teaching and learning, evaluation techniques, and assessment. So that is all about the curriculum. Any question at this point? Any question, addition, or contribution? Yes, is there any question?
Sir, hello, sir.
Yes, Peter.
The terms used there, I hope they are synonyms, sir. Number one,
Yes,
goals, purpose, desirable objectives. So if
yes,
you write one, will it be acceptable for one?
yes. Because when you say goals, the goals are the purpose. Okay. The desirable of they are the objectives. They are the aims. Okay. So they are all the same. The
Okay.
experiences, contents, subject matter, they are the same. Just that sometimes when you use one of them, you begin to narrow it, and
Yes.
that is what we don't like. So the experiences, you see that now it becomes broad. Okay. And when you see the content, remember that the content you are looking at the various activities, the experiences, they are all part of the content. The subject matter is what you are supposed to learn. What are the learners supposed to learn? And it is all about what? The experiences. So they are the same.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Yes, Isaac.
Sir, please. So now we have established the fact that the curriculum is not the same as the syllabus, right? And I want to know, so with all the learning experiences and all those things, then we have the syllabus drawn from the curriculum.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, sir. Hello,
Yes,
sir.
Madam Gloria. Gloria.
Please, with what we have recently, the new curriculum, we were made to know that the new curriculum replaced the syllabus. So I'm confused here. I don't know. We refer to the curriculum as the syllabus. We no longer call it syllabus. We call it curriculum. So I don't know.
Okay, so why do you think they want you to call it curriculum, not syllabus? Why do you think that we want to use curriculum but not syllabus? Yes, anyone to help, or Gloria, you come yourself.
Okay, sir.
Yes, Maxwell.
Yes, I think that we are using the 10 curriculum instead of syllabus because the syllabus is embedded in the curriculum, and there are some other contents in the curriculum which ordinarily wouldn't have been found in the syllabus. So both the syllabus is embedded in the curriculum. So when you mention curriculum, it contains the syllabus as well.
Very good. So, all that you have said, you are right. So, we are trying to have a broader picture, a broader view of the word instead of narrowing it down to a syllabus, just about looking at the topics. But it's not only about the topics, but all the other activities that should come together before we can what? We can have a broader view of it. And that is why we don't want to use what? The syllabus. We don't want to narrow it, but we want to have a broader view of it.
Say our colleague saying that they have added other things different from what was contained in the previous syllabus. For example, you take the mathematics syllabus now, they call it at the primary level curriculum. Does it mean they have included things like the sports we're talking about, the extracurricular, and the other things? They are there. That is why we are calling it now curriculum instead of the syllabus. Can they identify extra things added?
Okay, so if you look at the mathematics curriculum or the primary school curriculum that we are talking about, do we see the question that our brother is asking? Do we see those things, those new things that have been added, like sports, like field trip, and the rest? Do we see them in the new curriculum? Do we see them in the new curriculum?
No, I've not seen any like this. Well,
Yeah. So you have not seen that. Peter Bafo, your hand is up.
Yes, sir, please. I also want to be clarified here.
Yeah.
If you look at the curriculum and the syllabus, we know that the curriculum talks about the whole year, what the person needs to go throughout to become complete the course. Supposing if it is 1 year course, what the person will go through it. But the syllabus also break them down based on semesters. Let's take the mathematics curriculum. You know, someone started from Form 1 up to Form 3, and the curriculum will made that for the 3-year curriculum for mathematics. And when we take the mathematics syllabus, it talks about Form 1 math syllabus, Form 2 math syllabus, and Form 3 math syllabus. Now, as you are talking about the syllabus being a curriculum now, that means we need to, they've combined all the terms into one a year or what? Because I haven't taken my time to go through the curriculum book. So that's my question.
All right. So you see that the syllabus has short-term goals and the objectives, but the curriculum has long-term. And then again, we have specific objectives with the syllabus. So with that specific objective, you see that is different from that of the curriculum. So if you take, let's say, the mathematics curriculum, like the basic school mathematics curriculum, and that is why we will talk about the superior approach, where one thing is learned at one level and you continue at another level. Okay, you continue at another level because it is a whole lot of a broader activity that you have to do after going through a whole program. I hope it is clear now. So the curriculum has a broader objective. So we are looking at a broader perspective of it instead of narrowing it down, instead of looking at just one level of it. We are looking at having a broader picture of the whole thing. So in this new curriculum, that we are saying that we should use what curriculum instead of syllabus. What that we are trying to mean is that we want to look at a broader picture of it. So the curriculum is not just about you looking at the topics and teaching the topics and that's all, but going into details to plan it well, looking at certain activities, not only the content, but there are other activities that you can do around so that the learners actually get the concepts. You see, and that is why we want to call it what? A curriculum instead of a syllabus. So when we move on, you will see that some people equate the curriculum as what? A syllabus. And those people, they only go to class teach whatever they want to teach. That's the content, and that is all they leave. Whatever activity that goes on in the school, they don't care. So we look at all those ones. So we want us to use curriculum instead of the syllabus because of some of these things, so that you will not only concentrate on the academic work. All that you go to class to do is what? Teach, and that is all. Whether a person is behaving well, whether the student is punctual or not, you don't care. Yours is to just go to the classroom and teach the content areas. Maybe if it is logarithm, you teach your logarithm, and that is all. You don't care about any other things. Yes, and that is not what we are looking at. So we are looking at a broader, calling it a curriculum, we are looking at a broader picture of it, where you know that it is not only the content that we want to concentrate, but also all the other things that will make the child a holistic being. I hope it is clear now.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any other issue? Famous. Is Famous online? Famous, are you online?
Yes, sir.
Do you have something for us? What is your understanding of the word curriculum?
So in defining curriculum, you may mention that some key points should be inclusive. That is talking about the goals, the experiences, the method, and the evaluation techniques. And that
Okay.
curriculum is not the same as syllabus. It's more broader than the syllabus.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. I wanted to hear from you.
Okay.
Okay. Um, Samuel Atta. Samuel Atta, are you online?
Yes, I'm online.
Tell us something.
So you said that the syllabus maybe specifically contains the content areas. Yeah, but when you content areas where maybe a teacher can go to the class and just focus on the subject matter or the topics and then deliver on that. And we can classify that one as maybe carrying out the syllabus. But when you talk of the curriculum, it's a comprise it's a compass all other activity educational setup.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you. We have heard from you. So we are moving on to the next part, which is part 2.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Um, no, I also want to ask this. We just said curriculum takes part, it includes everything that goes through the school under the supervision of the school. So, are we trying to say the feeding or the dining segment of the school system is also included in the curriculum?
Yes.
Okay. So what is your view on that? Peter, what's your view on
Mm.
that?
In fact,
I know that when it comes into something like sports, culture, and other stuff, it's all part of the curriculum. But talking about feeding, I don't know how it will be included in the curriculum. What about those schools that are not taking dining and other stuff? How would the also curriculum be like? That's what is conflicting me here.
I will say it is
So
part. I will say
Peter.
it is part. because the feeding is under the control, whether it is boarding system or where there is no boarding system. The sellers who will bring the food there, they pay token, and teachers take it from them. We don't allow the children to go there anyhow. That's why we have the breaks for them. When they go there, there is time they must leave the place. Sometimes we go there, organize the place so that there won't be chaos there. Sometimes when it is time for buying food, you see students struggling there. So I would say the feeding is also part of it. You go to the boarding, everything is under the control of the school. So far as it is under the control of the school, I want to accept that it's part of the curriculum.
Okay. Does anyone have something to add to what he has said? Or you agree perfectly with him? Okay, so
I have also agreed.
just as you agree with him,
Yes,
all
because
right.
it is the school that plans for the break. Since it is on the timetable of the school, it is under the guidance of the school. So I agree perfectly with him.
Thank you. So it is part of the school, just that other schools, different schools, they have different activities that they also do. If you do not have a boarding system, you have a day system, and what you have is what you implement. Okay. So once it is any activity is planned by the school and it is guided by the school, then we say that it is part of the curriculum. It is part of the curriculum. Yeah, Isaac.
Sir, I'm wondering. So it means in an attempt to define curriculum, you should make sure that all the 4 points are there, like the goals, the content, methods, and assessment. It should all come in it.
Yes. To all come in, and then again, don't forget that it is planned by the school. It is planned. Okay, don't forget that it is planned. Don't
It's
forget
planned
that
by the school.
it is under the guidance of the school. As for the planning, it can be planned by a central body, okay, or it can be planned by the school. Then don't
Okay.
forget that it is under the guidance of the school. If it is not under the guidance of the school, then it is not part of the curriculum.
All right.
Then again, it can be done individually or in groups.
Oops.
And the last thing
All
is that it can be inside the school or outside the school.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Yeah, Maxwell. Yes, Maxwell.
Yes, I would like to ask 2 questions.
Okay.
The first one is about the course outline that we are doing for this course. Can we say that one is a syllabus for the course or is a curriculum? Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I was asking
Okay.
that the course outline took us through the section of the lecture. Can we say it's a syllabus or it's a curriculum? That's the first question. The
Okay.
second one is about what we call a hidden curriculum. A hidden curriculum.
Yeah.
Since we are saying curriculum is planned by the school, is planned, and then under the guidance of the school, is the hidden curriculum also planned? That's my second question. Thank you.
So the first one has to do with this course. Now, what I showed you, you say is what? Course outline. So it is an outline. Okay. It is an outline. You only call it a curriculum when there are other things added. For example, group activities whatever we need to do in order to complete this program is part of it. Now, this one is just giving you an outline of what we will do in the course of what our studies. It is an outline of it. So we cannot call it a curriculum. Then the second question, which has to do with what? You said the hidden curriculum. Yeah,
Yes,
the hidden curriculum. Even if you say it is not planned, why do we call it hidden? Hidden means here we will look at a written curriculum or the formal curriculum, and then the hidden parts. They are hidden. It is planned by the school, just that it is hidden. Okay, it is planned by the school. Even if the activities are done spontaneously, it will still be planned. Let's say sometimes you'll be there, then you get a notice. You do not plan that maybe people from UCC, officers from UCC will come to the senior high school to talk to the final year students. Even though you have not planned, it is not part of your academic calendar, and so it is not planned. But the moment you receive a letter from them to officially come and then what? Perform that activity in the school, you plan it, and then you give them a date. So there are certain things that are hidden, but they are hidden, but they are planned. Okay. So it is good you have brought the hidden part of the curriculum. We will look at others, the intended, the implemented. They are all parts of the curriculum that we will look at. We will look at all of them. So thank you for that concern. Okay, so I think we can look at the second part. What time are we going for break? We don't know the time we are going for break.
1:40.
I thought we will close, we will continue till tomorrow. Okay, so ways of
According to the timetable, the break is from 2, rest is 2 to, I think, 2:15.
Yes, 2 to 2:15, then we can continue from there.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so we'll rest at 2. Ways of approaching the curriculum. So ways of approaching the curriculum, I think this will help to address most of the major issues that we raised in part 1. So how do we approach the curriculum? In this case, we are looking at what is our understanding of the curriculum. In other words, how do we see the curriculum? How do we see the curriculum? So I will ask that question and take views from you. I am giving you 2 minutes to think about that. Put something down and then let's discuss. How do you see the curriculum? Because people have a different view of what the curriculum is.
Hello, please. My network is worrying me. Are we on break or I'm not hearing any voice?
No, we are not. We are not on break. We have some task to perform. So that's why the platform is quiet.
Oh, okay. Please,
All
if
right,
you
the
can
time.
recap the task.
Yes. How do you see the curriculum? To you, how do you see it? What is the view, your view on the curriculum? So the time is up, and let me call Tester Apenyo. Tester Apenyo.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
My
What
view
have you put
on
down?
curriculum.
Yes.
The view I have on curriculum is it is a plan designed to mold learners, or a plan that is intended for learners to develop a certain knowledge base or to develop generally at the end of a particular learning period.
Okay. Let me go to Roxanne. Roxanne. He's not around.
All right. Hello, sir.
Paul. Yeah, Roxanne, talk. Oh, it's not Roxanne. Paul Ejebuachi. Paul. He's online but not online. Okay, let's take Justice.
Sir,
Yeah.
to me, I see the curriculum as the master plan of what is to happen in the school setting.
Okay. So the master plan of what should happen in the school setting. All right. Let's take that of Peter Baffo.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
To me, I see the curriculum as a holistic form of education, of which a student has to go through with a range of a period, being written, unwritten, revealed, or hidden, any form.
Okay. Thank you. Gloria.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Let's have your view.
I've seen it also.
Come again.
It connects, it is a document that is connecting learners or it is a document that has knowledge for learners to undergo through.
Okay, so it's a
That's
document.
it.
You
Yes.
are saying that the curriculum is a document.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if
Or
it
a
is not,
body.
if
A document for a
the
body.
yeah, my question I have for you is that if there is any activity that is not in the document but still goes on in the school, can we say it's curriculum or not part of the curriculum?
It's still part. This is
So
a written document.
This is a written document. What about the part that is not written? Okay, so you should know that there are other parts of the curriculum that is not written. Okay, so we'll get there.
Okay.
Ayawini. 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 Aha. Talk to us.
Yes, I think it is about what learners should know in holistic.
In holistic. Okay, so I like the holistic aspect of it. All right, so let's look at what we have. We will consider 4 main ways of approaching. We are considering 4 main ways of approaching the curriculum. Okay, the first one is the curriculum as a body of knowledge to be transmitted. So people see the curriculum as just a body of knowledge to be transmitted. The second way is that the curriculum is seen as what? A product. That is, the curriculum is an attempt to achieve certain ends in students. So the curriculum as a product, and then curriculum as a process, and the fourth one is curriculum as process. Curriculum as process. So these are the 4 ways that we want to approach the curriculum. This is the view that we want to have when we take the curriculum. So we are saying that the curriculum is seen as a body of knowledge to be transmitted. That's how people see the curriculum. Then the curriculum is what? An attempt to achieve certain ends in students. And those who have that view say that it is what? They view the curriculum as products. And then curriculum as a process, and then the curriculum as process. So we are going to look at all of them, one after the other. So let us first take the curriculum as a body of knowledge to be transmitted. What can you say about that? Yes, when we say the curriculum is seen as a body of knowledge to be transmitted, what does it mean? What can you say about that? Erasmus Maxwell.
Hello, sir. I think these are people who see the curriculum to be the same as a syllabus. Hello, sir. Hello. Hello, sir.
Hello.
I was saying that to me, who see the curriculum as a body of knowledge, I think they believe that the curriculum is the same as the syllabus.
Good. So that is exactly what we are talking about. Those who see the curriculum as a syllabus, they are the people who view the curriculum as what? A knowledge to be transmitted. Okay, and what do you think are some of their characteristics? Some of the things that they will do to portray that they see the curriculum as what? As a syllabus. They see the curriculum as a body of knowledge to be transmitted. Yes, what are some of the attitudes that they will put up?
we usually focus on the content.
Hello?
Peter. Yeah, Peter.
Yeah,
Peter, talk.
some of the attitude side people put up is that after delivering the content of the syllabus, they go away. Or if there are other extracurricular activities, they feel reluctant to participate because it takes it that my purpose of being here is to teach, and apart from that, I have nothing to do again. So that is some of the attitudes they put up. They just teach in the classroom, and that's all. Sometimes they don't even have some of the times to advise the children. Nothing else. So that's some of the attitude they put up.
Very well said.
So,
Maxwell.
um,
Maxwell.
they are more interested in completing the syllabus than any other thing. Their aim is to teach what the syllabus states. So they rush in order to complete the syllabus with their learners. Thank you.
Thank you. Joseph. Justice, rather. Yeah, Justice.
Yes, sir. For them, they come to school when it is time for their period, and whenever they finish teaching, they go back, and they don't take any interest in any other things apart from what they teach.
That's great. Atta.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, I know that because they want to transmit knowledge, after every delivery, there is an assessment to be made. And also, intermittently, there will be some classwork and class tests to know whether people are complying or they are assimilating whatever has been taught.
Great. Let's take from Millicent. 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 Millicent has been on and off like that.
Her network is disturbing her.
Okay.
Lucy, how do
Okay, let's take from Raphael. Raphael, let's hear you. Raphael. Raphael. Oh, you are here, but you're absent. Okay. Josephine. Josephine.
Yes, sir. Sir, please, my network is disturbing me. I just entered again.
So, have you learned something today?
Yes, please.
What have you learned today? Share with us.
Mm,
Tell us you have learned.
the curriculum and what consists of the curriculum. And we said that is the aim, the content, the
The
um
method.
the method and the evaluation.
Yes,
Assessment. Yes,
we have heard you. Thank you. So curriculum as a body of knowledge to be transmitted. Thanks to all colleagues who have shared ideas, their views. In fact, very good points have been raised there. So people who see this, the curriculum as the body of knowledge to be transmitted, they are the people who share ideas that the curriculum is just like the syllabus. So to them, theirs is to go to class and the academic work, teach whatever is stated in there, and that's all. They are more of academic. They give exercises. They don't joke with their teaching at all. But they always concentrate on the teaching and learning, the academic work. And they don't care about any other activity that goes on in the school. If he has a period to teach and you are calling for guidance and counseling programs, worship, and other sporting activities, you see that they will be annoying with you. Yes, they think that you are distracting classes and that those things are not that important. So that's great. Those people, they share theirs is what? Academic. And mostly those are the people that see the curriculum as what? A subject, a syllabus. Just the knowledge that we want to transmit to the learners, full of academic work. Mostly the behavioral style. They go to class, they teach, and that's all. That is what they need. They don't care whether there will be morning assembly. They don't care whether the students are punctual or not. They don't care about that. Theirs is to go to class and deliver well, and that's all. This is what we mean by what? Curriculum as a body of knowledge to be transmitted. So we are looking at how people approach the curriculum theory. How do they see the curriculum? So we are saying that people see the curriculum as what? A body of knowledge to be transmitted. And that's all. No other thing. The next one is curriculum is an attempt to achieve certain ends in students. That's the curriculum as a product. What do you think about that one too? The curriculum as a product. Yes. What do you think about that? How will you explain curriculum as a product? Paul Eje Boache.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah, Paul.
Hello. Curriculum as a product. It focuses on the preset learning outcomes, a measurable achievement within the learners. Thank you.
Thank you. What do you also think? Yeah, Peter. Peter.
Yeah. So they view the curriculum as a means by which, when the learner goes through, at the end of the day, at the end of it, it becomes what we want the person to become. So if I'm expecting my child to become an engineer, then I take him to engineering school, and I'm expecting at the end of the day, the person becomes an engineer. So they are viewing the outcome of the curriculum, what the curriculum will put in the child to exhibit in the society. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Please, I want to know if you take the whereby we have a master who have to stay the whole day until the close of school. SHS, after your lesson, then you leave.
Uh-huh.
And
other people like the PE master or the sports teacher. So does that one make the SHS setting not to be? Are they not following curriculum?
Well,
All the students are
it
equal
is.
when it comes to the course, the SHS.
Yes, we are also following curriculum. The SHS. That is why we are learning this, the curriculum, and that is why we are all going through this course, so that you know what the curriculum entails. So that when you find yourself in one secondary school or wherever you find yourself, you will also know how to go about the teaching or how to implement a curriculum. Yes. When you go to the senior high school system, we have people who after teaching they just go home. We have others too who will sit and then make sure that things are in order. Other activities go on. Okay. And that is why we have duty roster, we have other things. Aside that, you as a teacher, you should have the idea of the curriculum, like what we are learning. So that when you also find yourself, that is why we are asking, which body of knowledge or which way are you also approaching the curriculum? Are you going to be like the person who sees the curriculum as a body of knowledge to be transmitted? Or you are going to see the curriculum as you are going to be a person who sees the curriculum as achieving something and an end in the students? That's the product. Or you will be the person who see the curriculum as a process or the curriculum as process. And that is why we are all learning this, so that whether you find yourself in SHS or wherever you find yourself now, you can also approach the curriculum well. And at the end, we will see the one that we have to look at. You yourself, you will know which one to choose. Okay. So that is to answer your question. And that is why we are learning it. So it doesn't mean that those who teach and leave the school, it doesn't mean that they are doing the right thing. No. That is how they also see the curriculum. That's how they see the curriculum. Okay. All right. So the curriculum as a product, yes, three people have spoken about that. But we are looking at or concentrating on the learning outcome. People who see the curriculum as a product, they are concerned with what? The learning outcome. What the learners are able to do. They don't consider what they went through before they were able to do it. Theirs is that the learners should be able to do it. So learners should pass the exam and they have passed. Learners should be able to do something and they have done it. And because of that, the learners we are looking at, they view the curriculum as what? What learners should be able to exhibit. We want the learners to be able to do something and they have done it, and that's all about the curriculum. Yes. So if you want the learners to exhibit or have a learning outcome to be able to go through and then achieve something, then there's what? The need for you to state the objective. So these people are always basing their argument on what? Objective. What is the objective? What do I want my students to achieve? If my students are able to achieve that, that is all. Okay. So all that they will be doing in the curriculum process, in their implementation of the curriculum, all that they will be doing is just to make sure that the students achieve exactly what they want them to achieve and nothing more, nothing less. Yes. So because of that, they always have to set their what? Objectives in behavioral terms. They set their objective, clear, defined objectives. And if the students are able to do, that's all. So they are concentrating on the product, the end result. What is the end? The end is that the students are able to do this, and that, and that's all. They don't care about any other thing. That is the curriculum as product. So people see the curriculum like that. Theirs is to make sure that their students achieve certain ends. So after going through whatever they want to do, are the students able to do what has been stated as the objectives? That's all. That is the curriculum as a product.
Sir,
So yeah, Justice. Justice,
sir,
yes.
sir. So they see the curriculum as a tool for achieving their objective.
Yes. Achieving their objectives. Once their students are able to exhibit that particular objective or the task that they want the student to perform, once the students are able to perform that, that's all. They don't have any problem again. That is how they also see the curriculum. The third one is the curriculum as a process. And how do we explain that one too? Yes, Paul. Paul.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. The curriculum as a process, this does not only focus on what is taught in the classroom, but the focus is on the learning experience, interactions, and development that occur during the teaching and learning process. So this aspect of curriculum, for example, the teacher serves as the facilitator. The teacher guides the learners, support the learners to arrive at their answers. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any additions? The process as a process. Okay. So as a process, we are looking at we have talked about the curriculum, and we have said that the curriculum involves different activities that have to be put together, and learners have to go through in order to achieve the stated aims and objectives. So the syllabus, the curriculum is not just about the products, and it is also not just about the body of knowledge to be transmitted, but we are looking at a situation where, please mute your mic. Mute your mic. So we are looking at a process. Okay, the curriculum should involve a series of activities, procedures, processes that learners have to go through in order to become a holistic being. So someone who has this idea of the curriculum goes to class, he will teach, he will conduct assembly, groundwork, sanitation, everything, or every activity that will make the learner a holistic being. That is what they concentrate on. And so we are liking the process, the curriculum as a process to what Stenhouse, 1975, he likened the process, curriculum as a process to the preparation of a meal, a recipe in cooking. Okay, and this recipe, when the processes, you see that when you are preparing a meal, there are certain things that you have to put together. You can't say you are preparing maybe a palm nut soup, but you use only the palm nut. You don't add pepper, you don't add salt, you don't add other things. People will add Maggi, okay? and all other things. People will add prekese, you see, garlic and the rest, just to make it what? Taste good. To make it taste good. Good. So all the other things that you have to put together so that the learner becomes a holistic being. That is what we are saying that what? It is the curriculum as a process. So people who have this view of the curriculum or who approach the curriculum this way, or they don't just concentrate on the products, they don't just concentrate on the subject matter, but they look at both the subject matter, the product, and as well as all the other activities that will make the learner come out successfully as what? A full-grown human being, a holistic being. That is the curriculum as a process. And so that is why it's liking this one to what? The preparation of a particular recipe or a recipe. And we are saying that it must interest them. Okay? It must nourish the students and taste good to them. And what you want the learners to go through, the activities that you want them to do, it must interest them. So you don't just plan anything and then give to the students. No. The curriculum should interest them. If they are not interested, you know that if they are not interested, what will happen? They will stay aloof. They will not partake in what is going on. The activities that you want them to do, they will not participate in it. But if it interests them, you say that they are going to take part in the activity in order to become that holistic being that you want them to be. So like the recipe for a dish must be first imagined as a possibility, then the subject of what? Experiment. So that recipe, it must first be viewed as what? A possibility. So what you are taking the learners through, you must have that mentality, that positive mindset that the learners can perform that activity. A teacher wants to go and teach a particular concept, and already the teacher has in mind that the learners cannot understand. If you have in mind that the learners will not understand, then why are you going to teach it? You see, so it must interest them. That is one. Again, you must have that positive mindset that the learners can go through the activities that you want them to go through in order to achieve the aims. Again, there is a need to be grounded in practice. Whatever you are going to take them, the activities that you are going to take them through, they should put them into practice. Again, it is an attempt to describe the work observed in classrooms that is adequately communicated to teachers and others. Since within limits, a recipe can vary according to tastes, so should a curriculum. So you see that the recipe can be varied, okay, in terms of what? The taste. Yeah, can be varied in terms of taste, and the curriculum should also be like that. So we are liking the Star Wars 1975. He decided to liken the curriculum as what? A process to the preparation of a recipe, where certain procedures, certain activities, other things have to come together before it can taste good, before you can achieve what you want to achieve. Yes. Then again, it must taste good. You should have a positive mindset that the activities that you are taking them through, they will be able to what? To go through and achieve your aims successfully. That is the curriculum as a process. All right, it is 2:08. Let us break and come back at 2. I've used 10 minutes of the time, so we'll come back at 2:25. It's also raining heavily over here, and we are hoping by 2:25 it will be down. So we will come back at 2:25. Bye bye.
Yeah,
When we
the
come,
rain is
any
taking
other
down.
question that you have, as far as these ones are concerned, when we come, we will address them. Because of the rain, when you speak, I will not hear anything. So let's go and come back.
Yeah, the rain here in Volta Moti region as well. Cat and dog.
Come again.
With
The heat is
hail
too
all over
high.
falling.
The rain.
Yeah, it is raining right here in Volta and Oti region. Very serious. Hail is even falling.
Yeah,
Yes,
here
it
too
is
is the
raining
same.
as well.
So
Who
it's raining.
give you that advice?
Yeah, I took it from a madman.
Yeah. So let's come back after at 2:25. Bye bye.
Bye.
Oh, okay. Are we on break? Hello, sir.
You're on break. You're on break.
Hello.
You're on break.
Yes,
On
I heard
break.
my name. Who called me?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Who called me?
Benedictus, who knows you?
At Shopfair. Where is Rufina?
A visa counts.
Oh.
Please, the break is how many minutes?
15.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back from commercial break.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Based on what we have said on the ways of approaching curriculum theory, we have talked about the body of knowledge to be transmitted as a product and then as a process. Do you have any question or anything to add to what we have said so far? Okay, since the platform is quiet, meaning that we have understood them. So, how will you explain the process model? How will you explain the process model of approaching curriculum? How will you explain the process model of approaching the curriculum? Joyce Amegbe. Joyce. 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 Okay, Apollo. Apollo. Godfred.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Please, the question again.
How will you explain the process model?
All right. Though I had a little challenge with my network, but to the best of my understanding, I think the process model specify the various procedures or stages or the sequence at which we can achieve the goal of the curriculum together with the learners. That's how the curriculum has been structured through its processes or procedures to achieve its goal.
Then we also look at liken it to the preparation of a recipe. So in your attempt to explain the process model, try and then also link it to that so that we will know that it is a process. Okay, like the way you have to put other ingredients, different ingredients together before the meal will taste good to you. That is how the curriculum should also be viewed. So we should view the curriculum as a process, meaning that we have different activities, different processes that the learners have to go through in order to become full potentials or in order to become holistic beings. That is the process model. Okay, what about the products? the products. Esther Nketia. Good. Esther Nketia. Absent. People can be here, but they are absent. Gerard Owusu. Gerard.
Yes, sir. I just
Uh-huh.
joined on.
You
I just
just
joined
joined.
right
Yeah,
now.
we have just started. Well, you were here in the first half. First half, were you here?
Yes, please.
So we have just started the second half, and I'm asking questions based on what we learned in the first half. So we want to explain the products model, the product curriculum as a product. So how will you explain it in case it
Product,
comes in exam?
product. We talked about. We are looking at the outcome, or we are looking at the end. The focus is based on the objectives, the end, how the students will be at the end of the day.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Then, as a body of knowledge to be transmitted, but note that there are other things that you have to add. Okay, so as I have to add more flesh so that it will be interesting. Okay. So, as a body of knowledge to be transmitted, so who is explaining that one for us? Let me go to Josephine. Josephine. Josephine.
Hello, sir.
Yes, the first time I mentioned your name, you were not here.
Oh, really? I spoke, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Then this one to speak.
Mm,
Yes.
that.
I hope you heard the question.
Yes, I've heard it.
So what's your
Mm,
reaction?
yeah, that one. The the teacher just want the facilitator just want the student to know what. How will I explain it? Say I'll go and come back. I don't know.
Should we wait for you?
No, say.
Anyway, but you will come back. I will call you to explain it again.
The teacher is just interested in the knowledge that he or she will impart in the students. Thank you.
Peter, please, your mic.
Okay, so as a body of knowledge to be transmitted, we are the people who view the curriculum as a syllabus. To them, the curriculum is just like the syllabus, and it's just about transmitting the content, the subject matter to the learners. So theirs is full of academic work, transmitting the content knowledge to the learners, and that's all they think the curriculum is about. Wow. So we are continuing with the curriculum as practice, the last one. the curriculum as practice. So what can you say when we say practice, curriculum as practice? Yes. What do we mean by curriculum as practice? Uh-huh. What does it mean? Practice. What is the meaning of practice? No idea? There should be ideas. Share whatever you have. Kingsley Bafo. Okay. Yeah.
When
Yeah,
when we
Justice.
when we put theories into practice,
Good.
or they see the
So
curriculum as yeah,
yeah, continue.
they see the curriculum as a tool for putting theories into practice to meet our real life situation. Or they link it to real life, they link practice to real life situation.
Okay. Can you give example, a typical example?
Yeah. So I will come back.
Okay, we'll wait for you. Yeah, Paul.
Hello, sir. Please, this focuses on critical thinking,
Uh-huh.
values, and then social justice in education.
Okay. So you have mentioned critical thinking, values, and justice, social justice. Good. These are very important terms you have brought up. Isa,
Okay, my understanding is that curriculum as a practice, they see curriculum not only the content or the methods, but an action to be taken and the effect it has in society, the social impact of what is learned or what is in the curriculum. Example, when we teach students addition and subtraction, they should be able to implement it when they are doing their selling, buying and selling in the market.
I like that. So grateful. So we can see that someone sharing another with us.
They have answered my question. The answer you want me to give.
Okay. Okay, so that's great. That's great. You have all done well. You have all done well. So that is about the practice. The practice, yeah. The practice is about practice. And what do you practice? You are practicing the theories that you have learned. So whatever you have learned, like our brother just gave example, you have learned addition and subtraction. They should be able to apply them when they are into what? Trading, buying and selling. Okay. That is applying the theories that they have learned into practice. So the practice model goes beyond the process. It is not just the process that they have to go through, but at the end, they should be able to apply the theories that they have learned, put them into practice. Again, because going beyond that, they should involve critical thinking. Critical thinking. That is what the one person also said, critical thinking, before they can apply it in their daily lives. Again, they should have the value. They should have the value. So the value of mathematics, they should be able to acquire the value of mathematics. They should have the value of mathematics. Then again, the practice, the process, we are looking at the impact that what they have learned has on the society. What is the impact? What impact? Or from all what we have learned, what is the impact on society? Again, based on that, we are looking at collaborative work. Before we can have the impact that we are talking about, there should be what? Collaboration. And collaboration, we cannot have that collaboration without talking about what? Interaction. Okay, interaction, interpersonal relationship. We should look at collaboration. So both the students and the educators should work together so that they share knowledge and experiences. Again, there should be reflective practice, as we have said, reflective practice. And the reflective practice here, whatever they have learned. Now the students have learned 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. So when they go to market, they buy tomatoes 2 cedis, they buy onion 2 cedis. They should be able to reflect and think about what they learned in school. That, oh, we said that 2 plus 2 is 4. Therefore, the 2 cedis plus the 2 cedis, you have to give the market woman 4 cedis. That is what? Reflective practice. And so with the process model, we are looking at something beyond just the process, by going into detail to look at critical thinking, then the impact of what they have learned on the society. How are they going to use it? What is the value? Do they have the value of what they have learned? That is the process model. Any question on that? No question? What is then is the difference between the process model and the process model? Yes, what will you say is the distinction between the practice model and the process model? Yeah, you can talk. That's Peter. Peter, talk. Or the hand is down. Have you lowered the hand? Yes, what will you say is the difference between the process and the process models? Hello.
I say we are with you.
So now you have learned the process model, you have learned the process model. What is the difference? These are some of the questions that you meet, then people will start crying. Yeah, it's a
Okay. The difference between the prices and the process is that the prices, the social impact of the prices and the application of what is learned in the curriculum. Make it different from the process, how the curriculum is being implemented.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So you can see that. Yes. Yeah, Josephine. Hey, welcome back.
Let me try. For the practice, the student try to to practice what they learned in their everyday life activities. But for the process, it's not like that. That's my view.
Okay, so the process is like what?
See, I will come back.
Say,
Yeah, Justice.
to me, the process deal with the means of acquiring the skills.
Uh-huh.
And then the practice deal with putting the skills that they have acquired into real life activity through practice.
That's right. That's right. Perfecto.
Thanks for
Perfecto. So that
bringing
is that is what I am waiting for. Okay. So I hope you all had it, you get it, and you have put it down. Okay,
Hello,
so now
hello,
let's move.
hello, Malam.
Yeah, Gerard.
What about the praxis and then the products? The
Okay.
difference.
Uh-huh. So what about that? What's the difference between the process and the products?
I think the product will be looking at what the child exhibits maybe at the end of. I'm expecting the child to pass examination. He passes examination. I feel I have done it. But the child may pass examination, you take him out into the real life, he's not able to perform. So the product limits in the school environment, that is from my view. But the practice will be the child taking the knowledge after he has been able to do certain things in school. It now brings into real life situation. After school, what the child acquire, he is putting it into practice, not just passing examination.
I
Thank you.
like that. So the process is more of the value, the practicality of what they learn, applying it in real contexts. Okay, contextualizing what they have learned. Let me put it like that. It's about contextualizing what they have learned. So, contextualizing, you are making use of it in real life situation, in your locality, in your culture, wherever you find yourself. How are you using what you have learned? How are you putting it into practice? Okay, that is about the process. Any question so far?
Hello, sir.
Yes, Gloria.
Based on what they have said concerning the process and that of the process, does it mean that the process evaluates the process?
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I said per the contributions about the process and that of the process. Is it that the process is more concerned about making evaluation on the process? Because you said that the process is beyond the process. is a little bit higher than the process. If I understood you well.
Yes,
It
the
goes beyond the
praxis.
process. So does it mean that the praxis evaluates or makes judgment on the process?
Okay, so you can see that the process is rather for judgment, because whatever they are doing, it should interest them. That is one. So somewhere in the slides, it is written that the process is rather for judgment, judgmental, and then meaning making. Whatever they are learning should be meaningful to them. Okay, it should be meaningful to them. That one is on judgment. But
Okay.
the process is about what? The interest itself. That is the impact on the society. Okay, then
Okay.
as well as relationship with the people, how the person can apply it in real life situations. And so encouraging conversations, I think this particular slide talks about that. So look, let's read this here. Curriculum as practice is in many respects a development of the process model. So the process is a development on the process model. So as we said, it goes beyond the process model. So the process model that we want to what? Develop it. While the process model is driven by general principles and places an emphasis on judgment and meaning making, so the process model is driven by what? Principles and places emphasis on judgment and meaning making. It does not make explicit statement about the interest itself. It is the process model of the curriculum theory and practice brings these to the center of the process and make an explicit commitment to emancipation. So it is the process that will talk about the interest that it serves. But the process model is about what? Meaning making and then judgment. Okay. So as we said, they have to go through all the procedures. But what they are learning, it should interest them. They should be able to go through what they are supposed to go through. It should be meaning making, it should be judgmental. But the process model talks about the interest that it serves. So the interest that it serves here is about the application of what they have learned into practice, putting them into practice. That is the process. So those who share this view encourage conversation between and with people in situations out of which may come informed and committed action. So those who share the view encourage what? Conversation. And remember I mentioned collaborative learning, okay, where teachers and students have to work together in order to what? To go through the curriculum. Okay, so all that we are trying to say is that those who have that view that curriculum should be seen as process, they are saying that the student, they see the curriculum as what? Students going through these activities so that at the end they can put them into practice, they can have impact. Okay, it can serve the interests of the society, they can have the value of mathematics. And so those people, when they are teaching, they don't just teach you only the content without applying them to or relating them to context. That is how you can apply them in your daily lives. No, you always want to bring in how you can apply them. They can even take you outside the classroom to observe the way things are done. For instance, if they are talking about addition and subtraction, okay, they can do other things. They are talking about division, they can mention sharing items in the community, okay. where your parents have even maybe some properties that you have to share among your siblings. You see, all these are things so that after the students have learned these concepts, these content areas in the subject, they can actually apply them in real life situation. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are moving on. So in addition, they continually evaluate the process and what they can see of outcomes. In this approach, the curriculum itself develops through the dynamic interaction and of action and reflection. So there is what? Interaction. And there is what? Reflection of what you have learned. Okay. That is, the curriculum is not simply a set of plans to be implemented. So it is not just about the plans, it's not just about the process, but rather is constituted through an active process in which planning, acting, and evaluating are all reciprocally related and integrated into the process. So the planning, the acting, then the evaluation, everything put together. Okay, that is how we can talk of the curriculum. And that is why we mentioned the curriculum as what? We have to plan it, stating the objective, the method, the content, the method, the evaluation. They are all part of the curriculum. So this is according to Grandi 1985. At its center is the praxis. So the center of all the curriculum that we are trying to discuss, the center of the whole thing is what? The praxis. Because at the end, all that we are trying to say is that when the students are able to go through every activity that we want them to go through after completing the whole program or the whole course, what we want them to do is what? They should be able to put whatever they have learned into practice. And that is why I saying that the center is what? The praxis. Give me 1 minute. Let me attend to someone and come back. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for your patience. So that is about the second part. Now the third part, we'll look at pressures that influence curriculum development. And that will answer a question that someone earlier asked. What caused the 4-year SHS system to be changed back to the 3-year system? Hello, am I online?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir, you are online.
Okay. So if I am online, is Joyce online? Joyce, Amegbe. Joyce, are you here? Joyce, absent. Josephine is online.
These are the
Jane,
visible.
Jane Apelu. Jane Apelu. Apelu.
Yes.
Aha. John Robert. John Robert Mensah.
Hello.
Aha. Justice is online. Peter is here. Peter
Yes,
is
I am
also here.
online.
Yeah, as for you, I know. Richard. Is Richard here? Richard.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, you are
Hello?
Roxton. Yeah,
Yes,
Roxton.
the time you called me, I was in the third truck. Third truck, I cannot talk. The next
Okay.
level. So I'm now going home. If I go home, I can contribute.
All right, but you
Yes,
are taking part. How you are
yes
listening?
I'm listening, but how to? I don't want people to in
Okay,
the
I
car.
understand you. I've understood you. Richard, are you here, Richard?
Yes, sir.
Samuel Atta.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me go to the top. Isa is around. Eric Israel.
Yes, sir. Say I'm around.
Esther Nketia.
I'm around.
Famous.
I'm around, sir.
Okay, let's continue. I'll continue with the list later. So the next part, we are looking at pressures that influence curriculum development. So what are some of the things that will influence curriculum development? What are some of the things, the factors? What are some pressures that can influence the development of curriculum? So,
Sir,
yeah, Jane, Jane
one,
Apalu.
yes, yes, the political figures, those in the
Political,
affairs of, yes, the government, political figures.
yeah. So political pressures. We call that one political pressures. Okay, Peter.
Exactly what is happening currently
That
in
is
Ghana
exactly what I
when
wanted to say.
this government, the government is giving pressure to um, the learners, as in bringing in new policies and so on that we should inculcate into them and taking some other things away. So the pressure is from there.
Hello, sir. The time line also may cause curriculum to be changed. People feel it takes too long a time for a curriculum to be completed. And as a result, they would like the curriculum to be changed so that we spend a little time, move forward fast, and enjoy our education. Thank you.
Thank you, Isa.
Environmental factors.
Like,
Hello.
yeah.
For example, in Ghana we have so different cultures and environment. So what curriculum may suit the southern sector may not be suitable for the northern sector. So in some places you see that when they have variety of cultures like that, they tend to do several curriculum to suit the environment of the students.
Okay. Let's take Justice. Justice, what's your view?
Hello, sir.
My view is on changing need of society.
Okay. All right. So
I have
let's look
another
at.
one.
Uh-huh.
Hello, sir.
I have
Yeah.
Another one is
Wait.
external
Hold on.
pressure.
Wait. Eric Israel, talk.
Sir, external factor, external pressure.
For example, give example.
Sometimes, taking for example, an example is this LGBTQ. The global wanted it to be acceptable to the whole world. So they will just push the government, give the government some funds for development, and they will pressure them to inculcate them into their curriculum.
So that one will still be under political.
Hello, sir.
Famous.
Okay.
Famous.
Sir,
Yeah, famous. Let's hear from famous.
advancement in technology can also be a factor.
Okay. Yeah, it's true. Peter
Yes,
Bafo.
for example.
Please, I also added to that of the what Justice said. The demand you can also influence economic development.
So adding to that of the develop technology. Formerly, we don't learn ICT in school. Now we have to learn it because of development in technology.
Esther, talk.
I also think sometimes the human resource is also a factor.
Okay.
For oneself, financially, they can also look at it.
Okay, so let's hear from Gloria. Gloria, you wanted to say something. Okay. Benedictus.
I've been having network challenge in and out, but I want to believe you are still on the pressures that influence curriculum development.
Yes, precious.
Okay. I don't know if this has been said, but I believe sometimes the constitutional demands For example, in Ghana, every 5 years the constitution should be reviewed, and so that could be one of the pressures that should influence the development of.
Yes,
Am
we
I
are
right?
listening to you. You are online.
Super. Okay. Did you get my submission?
Come again. Come again.
So what I was saying was that sometimes the constitutional demand can also influence the development of curriculum. So, for example, in Ghana, the constitution says every 5 years the curriculum should be reviewed, and so that is one of the pressures that should influence the development of curriculum.
Okay, Peter. Peter, your hand is up. Okay, so let's move on. So the pressures that influence curriculum development. We are looking at four main pressures.
So,
Yeah,
so can
Gloria.
I add one?
Add yours. Let's go.
Our mode
Uh-huh.
of assessment with the current curriculum, they were saying that there will not be BCD. It's going to be in the form of entering exam.
Okay.
That will take one to the senior high school. But we are still using the old system. So sometimes when there are changes like this, then it will pressurize them to change the curriculum. I think it was one of the reasons why they changed the curriculum.
Okay. So in this course, thank you. In this course, we are going to look at four main pressures. We are going to look at four main pressures. Most of the pressures that you have said fall under one of these four. So the first one is societal/political pressure. Societal and political pressures. So with the political pressure, I think that one has been explained by our colleagues, where political figures, political parties, when there's a change in government, they also try and then bring in their own what? Curriculum. They want to try and change the curriculum. For example, we were having the SSS system, then it was changed to what? Senior high system, then we had 4 years. Then another party comes and changes from 4 years to what? 3 years. So you see that anytime there is a change or there's a reform like this, there's the need for us to also what? Change the curriculum. So we are saying that the political, we can have political pressure where our political parties, our people in government can influence the change in the curriculum. So aside that, we can also have societal pressure. That is when the society sees that the curriculum of the nation is not serving its needs or is not able to address its needs, then there's what? A pressure for us to change or develop a new curriculum. So for instance, now look at the unemployment rates all over. Why don't we change our curriculum so that the students can use their hand to do something? They can make bag, they can make beads, they can make footwear, dresses, they can do something on their own. And we see that now we have technical and vocational schools, the TVET, they are all there. Why? So when we see that it is not serving the needs of the society. It is not able to, the curriculum is not able to address the problem that we
Different,
have.
different. Mm.
Sammy,
This one
mute
is
your mic. Samuel, mute your mic.
Onangata. Mm.
Sammy, mute your mic. So when we see that it's not able to address the needs of the society, we try to what? Make adjustments or to change the curriculum. So they are saying that, let me read what is there. The greatest of the pressures that initiate curriculum development, such pressures result from the moves towards egalitarian or the doctrine of equal rights. That is the society. So when we have equal rights, okay, people have equal right to do other things, then we are saying that what? There is going to be a pressure. There's going to be pressure. For example, the curriculum, it should be for all. The curriculum is not designed for a certain group of people. The curriculum should be for all. Those who are disabled, the physically challenged, mentally retarded. There should be a curriculum that will serve all these people. Therefore, if the curriculum is not addressing the needs of the physically challenged, or maybe the equality, the people should have equal right to education. Okay, equal rights, equality, both gender, males and females. So if it is biased a bit, if those who are physically challenged are not able to access the curriculum well, then there should be what? A pressure, that pressure for us to change the curriculum to suit everybody. Economic and technological advancement. So as people already mentioned, economic advancement. When the economic needs, the curriculum should be designed so as to look at the economic needs of the people. Technological advancement. Now we are using technology in everywhere we find ourselves. Go to the hospitals, everywhere, marketplaces, we are making use of what? Technology. In education, like what we are doing online right now, it is full of what? Technology. Where people are in Tamale, people are in Bolega, people are in Eastern, people are in Central region, and we all can converge here online and study. You see, it's so interesting. That is what? Technological advancement. So we are applying technology in all aspects of life. Therefore, if we don't have that aspect of technology, digital literacy in our curriculum, then there's a need for us to change the curriculum to suit that. Again, alteration in employment demands with important consequences for education. So I've said that one already. A lot of people are unemployed because of what? The curriculum that we were having. It was full of theories, not practical. So the person cannot do anything with a hand. The person cannot do anything on his own after completing a course or a program. But if we design the curriculum such that people can make bags, they can make beads, they can make dresses, they create their own job, they can also employ people. Okay, people are going to sell for them, then it creates more employment. So if this is how we want our education system to be, then there's a need for us to change the curriculum so as to address that need. Again, education being constantly seen as a means through which existing systems of values can be changed or buttressed. So value, we are looking at the value of education. Those days, if a young person, a child, sees an adult carrying a load, quickly you run and then go for it. But now, how do we see? Or what do we see? You see, so you can see that all these are some of the pressures that can what? Come out of what? That can lead to the change or a development of the curriculum. Okay, so such pressures may be national or local, restricted to a certain section of a population. So it can be a national problem, or it can be what? Some pressure that is associated with a small group of people. So in Ghana, the 1987 and 1990 reform were national in nature. The 1961 was as a result of the main political changes that took place at the time. So political pressures, we mentioned that when different political parties come, they want to change. When new government come, they try to change the curriculum, okay, to suit the interest, to suit the problems that we are having. You see, so we mentioned 1987, we mentioned 1990, we mentioned 97, we mentioned 2002. All these reforms were as a result of what? A change in government. A change in government. So that is about the political pressures and the social pressure. So the political is about the politicians, the government, change in government, okay? And the societal pressure is when the society sees that the curriculum that we are having is not addressing the needs, it's not able to address the needs of the society, they try to change the curriculum. The next pressure is subject-based pressure. Subject-based pressure, I don't think that one, you did not mention it. No one mentioned subject-based pressure. But the subject-based pressure, we are looking at subject areas, experts, subject area experts, or experts in a particular field, a particular subject. They can look at certain areas or content areas that needs to be what? To be changed. And then they call for a change in that particular curriculum. For example, in the mathematics curriculum, we can have experts in the field of mathematics. They can study the curriculum and see that no, there is some problem with it, or there are something which should have been added and they did not add, or something that they think would help the learners, okay, they try to also bring that on board, and that call for a change in the curriculum. So let me read us there. It said, this comes as a result of changes in the content of school mathematics, as a result of research by mathematicians and mathematics educators. So mathematics educators, subject experts, they try to look at the content, what they are supposed to learn, and then they realize that though there should be some changes, then they bring it on board, and that call for a change in pressure. This is the subject-based pressure. Mathematics has grown phenomenally from the 19th century to the point that is now viewed in a new perspective, comprising structural considerations, and new branches have mushroomed. So there are new ways of doing things, okay? Some innovative ways. We look at results and innovation. Some new ways of teaching have come. All these are also what? Part of it. They are part of it. That's reward of and what? Innovation. Reward of innovation. Some we see that people will innovate. People will innovate new ways. There are new ways of doing things. Okay, they try to put all of them together, and then because there are new ways of doing things, they try to what? Change the curriculum. We can have pressures from education, educational pressures. Educational pressures. So with educational pressures, we are looking at people in education. Some renowned people in education, the field of education, they can also look at what? They can look at certain things that are supposed to be done, then they bring it on board for us to have a change in curriculum. So for example, Piaget's, okay, Piaget's work. When you look at Piaget's work, Piaget is an educationist, a philosopher, okay, a psychologist. But Piaget, based on Piaget's work, we can change our curriculum. We can change our curriculum. Then when we look at the work of the subject base, let's say a subject base, let's say one professor in the field of mathematics can also come out with something new, and that one is because that person is in the field of mathematics. That person can what, bring that in on board, and that will call for a change in the curriculum. So know the difference between the subject based pressure and the educational pressure. The educational pressure is more general, where we are looking at educationists throughout their research work as a result of research. Okay, that one is as a result of research. They come out with new ways of doing things. Roxanne, Roxanne, mute your mic. Roxanne, mute your mic.
Sorry, I just got to know.
Okay, so hey, keep quiet. So as a result of their research work, they are able to get new things, and then that one influence the development of curriculum. By the subject base, we are looking at people in the field of that particular subject. People in the field of that particular subject alone, trying to find out new ways of doing things. Then they decide to what? To bring it on board. That one can also influence the development of a new curriculum. A curriculum. So these are the pressures that we have looked at so far. We have the political pressure, the societal pressure, we have reward of innovation, we have the subject-based pressure, and we have educational pressure. Educational pressure. Any question, any contribution, addition to that? Yes, is there any question? If you are not ready to talk, you mute your mic, okay? Mute your mic. Let me call you. Yeah, Gloria, your hand is up. Gloria.
Person is wrong hand, but let me ask this.
Okay.
Say,
Yeah.
Mathematical Association of Ghana, MAG, and
Yeah.
other people like the NTCM and those people, where
Uh-huh.
can they also influence a change in the curriculum?
Good. So you have to ask yourself, who are those people? Are they educationists? Are they subject based? Are they political? Are they society? It's okay. Uh-huh. Are they going to innovate? Are they bringing new things on board? Something that will innovate. Aha, innovate. Is it innovation that they are bringing on board? So it depends on what they are bringing on board. Is that clear?
Okay.
Aha. So there have been some questions like that. What you have to look at that the context in which the question is put. For example, let's say Madam Gloria, a mathematics expert, okay, an expert in the field of mathematics, has brought this, and that, and has influenced a change in what the curriculum. What kind of pressure is that? Once I mentioned Madam Gloria, a mathematician or an expert in mathematics, you should know that it is what? Subject-based pressure. If I mention somebody's name, Gerard, an educationist, out of his research work, developed, I hope you are getting it. That one is educational pressure.
Okay.
There has been questions like that. Okay, so you have
Sir,
to look at the context in which the question is asked. Okay.
please say,
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Peter.
is there any difference between the educationist and that of the subject-based pressures? Because if I heard you well, it's like you refer to both sides coming to influence the change of curriculum as a result of research work.
Yes.
So where lies the difference then?
Okay. So the subject base, they are subject specific. They are experts in that particular field. Even though we can also equally say they are educationists, but they are experts in that particular field. Let's say experts in mathematics. And then when we take the educational pressure, that one is as a result of research work by maybe psychologists or other educationists, but that one is in general. That one is not mainly maybe mathematics or one particular field, but maybe education in general. But out of their research work, the work that they have done, their research, they come out, okay, and they try to also influence their work. It is not that they themselves are even influencing, but their work will influence the development of the curriculum.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So these are the pressures that we have learned in this course. These are the pressures. And you have to note them very well because it's a critical area. Next one, we are looking at barriers to curriculum development. And what time are we closing? On the timetable, what's the time for us to close?
4 p.m.
4 p.m. 4
Yes.
p.m. Okay, so let us finish the barriers. Let's finish the barriers. Okay, so the barriers to curriculum development. What do we mean by barriers? Barrier. When you say something is a barrier, what does it mean?
Something that is making it very difficult for you to achieve your aim or make a progress. That's a
Yeah,
barrier.
thank you. So something that is making it difficult for us to develop the curriculum. What are some of the factors will make it difficult for us to develop the curriculum? Those are the barriers to curriculum development. So these are factors that can work against the development of curriculum and must be overcome if change in the curriculum must be accepted. So before we can accept changes in the curriculum, we must overcome these barriers. Now, 4 major barriers will be discussed. One of them is value barriers. Value barriers. What is value? Value. What is value? And what do we mean when we say value barrier? What do we mean by value? And what is value barrier? Value barrier. Yes.
So
Yeah.
the value of something talks about the impact or the positive impact of the thing. or the importance of it. So if in attempt of developing the career they realize it may not have positive impacts, then there is the need. You may not be able to move forward. That is my view, please.
Okay. So you said the value is what the positive, eh?
Yes, sir.
One can be positive or negative. What I value. Anyway, let's take views from others. Faustina, sorry. Faustina, sorry. Absent or present? Faustina, sorry. Okay, famous.
Yes, you talked about the importance you place on the thing. So, for example, if a group of people want religious and moral education to be removed, probably they've seen that there's no value, or they do not place any value on that subject. But particular people can also say that no, we have placed a much value on it, so it should not be removed. So it depends on the individuals, meaning that how important the thing is can determine its value to an individual. Thank you.
Thank you. So with the value, we are looking at the importance that we place on a particular thing. So what is important? What you value, I may not value it the same way. What you think should be included in the curriculum, I may look at it in a different way. I may have a different version of it, different perspective, because I may think that it's not that much important. What role will it serve that it should be included in the curriculum? So people have different value and ideology, different beliefs about a particular thing. And therefore, when it happens like that, they decide to what? To not practice that particular curriculum. Or in other words, let me say they decide to what? Not to use the
Reject it.
curriculum. Yes, they object it. It becomes a barrier to the curriculum development. For instance, the way people were agitating as to whether RME, religious and moral education, should be part of the school curriculum or it should be removed. And look at different views, people with different views. Okay, as people are saying it should be included, others are also saying no, it should be what? Removed. Others are also trying to say that it's embedded in other subject areas. So why all this? It is because of what? The value that we place, the importance that we place. So we have different ideologies, different interests, okay, that we have on a particular activity or a particular curriculum. So these differences arise from a variety of sources, including political, religious, educational, societal background, and etc., and will significantly affect the way in which people react to suggested innovation. So people, even when you innovate something, once it is against my belief, do you think I'm going to take it in good faith? No, I am going to object it. So the value here serves as what? A barrier. Because I have a different belief, a different ideology. The ideology that I have is different from what I have. the interest, your interest and mine are not the same. Therefore, where you are coming from, your social background, your economic needs and mine are not the same. Therefore, what do you think should be included in the curriculum? I may see it differently. And so when we say that, it becomes a barrier to the development of the curriculum. In mathematics education, the effect of these differences could be significant on issues such as mixed ability teaching, which is largely governed by one sense of what? Value. So mixed ability, what is the value? The person that you think the person is good at mathematics, and those that you think they are not good at mathematics, they are very weak. What is you are placing the value on them. You are placing the value on them. So all these forms are part of what? The value barrier. So the value barrier, we are looking at a situation where people have different ideologies and different perspectives, different views about a particular thing. And therefore, if it doesn't serve their interests, it is not part of their ideologies, they decide to object it. That becomes what? A barrier to the curriculum development, and that is value barrier. Value barrier. So let's look at the power barrier. Power barrier. Can we explain the power barrier? Power barrier. Yes.
Hello, sir.
I'm listening.
Um, the power barrier, I think it has to do with the political parties. Opposition always oppose every suggestion or everything that the other party, the party that is on board, will propose. So with this, it will be difficult for anything to be established. So I think the power barrier has to do with some of the barriers that arises as a result of political opposition. Hello? Am I online?
You are online. You have done well.
Okay.
As a result of
Thank you.
political oppositions, because we are not on power, you are bringing 4 years. No, we don't like 4 years. Let's do the 3 years. Another person will come. We are changing it to 3 years. Another person, no. All these are part of it. They are all part of it. Political barrier, power barrier, power. Not only that, okay, not only that, sometimes even within the same school, there is conflict within the power system. Let's say a school where we have 3 assistants. Everybody wants to show that he is the superior. So that kind of conflict within the management, okay, he is a boss in the school, and you, a mere teacher, how do you innovate new ways of doing things? You think it will be accepted so that you put your name on it that you did that? No way, they will not allow it. So the power barrier is not only about that of the political, but also power. Power even within the same school, we can have that power barrier. Sometimes because he is the person in power, okay, the superior, is not the one who brought that idea. He's not the one who brought the idea. He will decide to what? Object it. Okay. He will not allow that one to go on in the school. But maybe that is also what? A good thing that you have innovated. But because maybe the person in power is not the leadership, it's not the person who actually brought it, they will decide to what? To act against it. That is power barrier. So let's see. Significant innovations are often accompanied by shifts in the balance of power. In some countries, there have been opposition to newly established curriculum development centers and institutions because these have been seen as shifting the balance of power, sometimes away from the teacher, sometimes away from the central authority. Universities are fought and are fighting to retain their influence on the school curriculum. Parents, students, and employers wish to exercise more power. So everyone want to have influence on the what? On the curriculum. Therefore, if they are not given that mandate, they are not given that chance to also look at their influence on the development of the curriculum, what do you think will happen? They have to what? Object it. They serve as what? Barriers to the curriculum. Yes. So that is about the power barrier. Next one is practical barrier. Practical barrier. How will you explain practical barrier? Let me call someone. Who should I call? Edumasa. Today you are the first person to join. Edumasa, talk to us. Hello, Edumasa. Absent. Okay, Joyce. Joyce.
That lady is an invisible force. Oh.
But they are here. They are
She's around,
here.
maybe hearing you, but she will not talk.
Who is that?
Joyce.
Yeah.
Yes. She has a
I just want to. I don't want to know whether they are online with us.
Joyce is online. She's listening.
No, just being online, but listening to what is going on and taking part fully.
I can assure you that she's listening and taking part.
Joyce, are you here? Okay, so God's way. God's way. Mauko. You are invisible.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Millicent.
Marco has a network challenge.
Yeah, but he has responded. Millicent. Millicent, are you here? Aha.
Sir, I'm here.
Awal.
I'm here, Pa, but the whole day I've not learned anything apart from the beginning of the session.
Why?
Present, sir.
My network has been on and off.
Okay. Okay. So Awal, I've heard you. Ado Francis. Ado.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
All right. So one of
It
you
can go on 15 minutes before I come.
I want us to look at the practical barriers. So someone should take us through the practical barriers.
Sir, maybe what we are trying to implement, it may be practically impossible. So that will serve as a barrier to this network.
Yeah. Yes. So practically impossible. What are the practical things? Give us some example. We want some examples. Can you help us with some examples So that is it. It can be practically impossible.
Lack of resources.
But practically impossible.
Maybe the resources to implement that particular concept.
Good. That is one of them. The resources, practically impossible because of the resources. We lack the resources to implement it. How do we implement that? So that is a practical barrier. When we lack the resources, it is one aspect of it. What again?
Hello.
Sir,
What's that?
lack of skills to
Yes,
implement the
yes, yes.
lack of skills.
Yeah, lack of skills. Lack of skills. We lack the skills. If you lack the skills, how do we implement it? For instance, now we are into what? Technology integration. But people have admitted, some teachers have admitted in good faith that they were born before computer. Yeah? Once you have admitted that you were born before computer and you lack that skill and you don't want to learn how to apply it, how to use the computer, how do you integrate it in the classroom? Lack of skills. So you see the practical barrier. Again, we are looking at how to look at. So we are looking at the materials and the skills that we need, the resources available. That forms the what? The practical barrier. So I hope we can move on. We can move on. Okay.
Yes. Yes,
So
sir.
next one is the psychological barrier. Psychological barrier. Psychological barrier. So what do you think is a psychological barrier?
Sir,
Uh-huh.
to me, I think the psychological barrier will deal with the effect that it will be having. You looking at the effect that the impact that it will be having on the society.
Uh-huh. So like example, give example.
Example is the this thing they wanted to introduce into the curriculum before it was rejected. The sexual something education also.
Yeah.
Comprehensive sexuality
Uh-huh.
education.
Exactly. So our religious body look at the impact that it will have on society. So they have rejected it and they don't want it to be fixed into the curriculum.
Don't you think that one is more of value barrier than psychological?
Oh, okay.
Okay. So with the psychological barrier, we are looking at a situation where people out of previous experiences, okay, they willingly they are not ready to do it. For instance, look at the new curriculum. How many teachers took part in the in-service trainings that were organized? And even if they took part, how many of us took it very serious? That is one. Two, people out of previous experiences, oh, this thing, we have been doing these things for several times. We have not seen any result. Why are we doing the same thing again? Is this not the usual thing that they are going to tell us? So based on that, psychological is it that the people are not ready? We are looking at the readiness. The people are not ready to go into that curriculum. They are not ready to learn it. They are even not ready to use it. For instance, in the senior high school, we're using lesson notes. Now, learner planner, and it is not any different, but some slight differences in it in the learner between the learner planner and the lesson note. But we are used to one way of doing things, and so changing to come for the new ways of doing things becomes a problem. We always hesitate doing the new ways. We are glued to the old ways of doing things. This is how we have been doing it all the time. This is how we have been doing it over the years, and now you are bringing in new ways of doing it. In fact, people will act against you, and that is what the psychological barrier.
Even the PLC we are attending.
That is it. Somebody will tell you it's the old way that the old ways of doing things. That is the same thing that we are learning. Meanwhile, when you go there, you see that you are learning what new things. But they will tell you, oh, because so you see, psychologically, we are not ready to do it. And sometimes, based on an unsuccessful attempt, they tried it some time ago and it didn't work. So now you are introduced the same thing again, and they know that based on that previous experience that they had. Oh, this thing we did this some time ago, it didn't work. You are bringing the same thing again. Oh, this one it will not work. So they have concluded already that the new things that you are bringing on board will not work. And how do you think they are going to take part in it? They will be reluctant. They will not take part fully. They will not be active. They will not involve themselves actively in the teaching and learning process. So that is the psychological pressure barrier. Psychological barrier. So that is all that we have learned today. We have looked at the curriculum, all the planned activities which are guided by the school, both inside the school or outside the school, individually or in groups. Again, you should have an aim, you should have a content, the method, and the mode of what? Evaluation. And then also we look at pressures. Pressures. We talk about political pressure, societal pressure, educational pressure, subject-based pressure, and then reward of innovation. Don't forget, we talk about the ways of approaching the curriculum as a body of knowledge to be transmitted, as a process, as a product, and as what? Process. And the last thing we have talked about is the barriers to curriculum development, which we have mentioned 4 of them has been the barriers: the value barrier, the power barrier, practical barrier, and the last one is psychological barrier. It is 4 p.m. and so we will end it here and continue next time. So I wish you all the best. I wish you go and
Sir,
sit down. Yes.
Okay, sir.
sir, let's have the slide.
Okay. So I'm not on those who are online. The online, I don't know whether you have a platform for only online students.
No, sir. Sir, please kindly put it in the VIP page so that we will put it on our various pages.
Okay. But is there any course rep here?
Plenty,
Yes.
plenty.
Yes,
Yeah.
GN is there.
So the course reps, take my number and call me. I believe you have my number already.
Yes, please. I have your number.
So call me, okay, so that we look
All
at
right,
how
sir.
to go about the whole thing.
Okay.
Yes. So please
Thank you.
make sure you go and sit down, you read, and as you are reading, make sure you understand it, because mostly the questions are not like the normal things you see in the slide, and that is why I want you to also come out with your own version so that it becomes your own. Whatever you are saying here, you have to own it. It should be your own so that you can apply it. If even you don't meet the same thing, you can apply whatever you have learned. So read around, read around. Any point that you raise, look for contextual examples to buttress it. And so we are ending it here, and then we'll meet another time. Have a good evening.
Bye for
Thank you
now.
very much. Bye.
You mean earlier talk? Oh boy.
Joyce.
Chigbe, are you not physically present with the person? Why you are defending her seriously?
Joyce is stubborn. We all know Joyce is a stubborn girl.
My friend, mind your words.
My which word? It is true.
Mr. Chigbe,
It was
Mr.
true
Chigbe,
then.
you are one.
We all know Joyce is stubborn. She will come online. You will call her name several times. She will respond. Meanwhile, she will just be at the background smiling. This girl. Are you?